Hey everybody, Nick here, and this morning I got a review for you of the DQG Fairy. Wait, no, this is the exact D25A. Wait a second. Oh, here it is. There we go, DQG Fairy. Little tiny little flashlight. Check this out. Yep, it's a flashlight. Just barely. Let's do a quick size comparison, because holy crap. Here is a AA battery. Here is a CR123 battery. Here is an 18650 battery. Let's see here. This is a, if I can ever find it, a standard US quarter. So you can see here, this thing is just freaking tiny. Oh, yeah, what the heck, a regular Bic pen. Little tiny flashlight, but that's okay. And I want to thank my buddy Ian over at Deccan Tools, a great gear channel on the YouTube, for sending this little guy along, because it's kind of interesting, a little bit neat. So let's go on ahead and talk about the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly of this tiny little flashlight. Okay, so on the good side, there are actually two output modes, a low and a high mode. So you got here your low mode, and if you keep twisting a little bit further, you get the high mode. The manufacturer gives the numbers as 10 lumens on low and 200 lumens on high. I do not believe 200 lumens at all. It's fine. Both of these settings are going to be bright enough for an indoor room to navigate at night. The high setting is probably bright enough to navigate an outdoor path in the night. But the thing is, this is not an outdoors light 100%. This is a light that's really designed for those little tiny EDC lighting tasks. Like you're behind a computer under a desk and you're trying to figure out what that port is labeled. This is going to be more than sufficient to get there. It's fine for a lot of your, oh wait, I need a little light sort of affairs. And that's really what this is after. This is never going to be replacing your RigTac SX25L3. Although the size comparison is pretty excellent between these two lights. But anyways, so there you go. It's got those two settings. The construction on this guy is all metal. I believe it's some kind of a brass, and you can just barely see on them. You might not even be able to see at all that it's labeled with a DQG on there. The company. So there you go, that's nice. You can buy a USB charger that's kind of designed for this light, and so how this works is it's got a little micro USB port and then a charging circuitry in there, and so all you need to do is unscrew the top of the light, and you can see here this is a little tiny lithium battery it takes, and screw on the USB charger, plug the bad boy in, and you're good to go after a little while. That's kind of a nice thing. It makes it a little bit more portable, and you don't have to invest in a more expensive lithium-ion sort of charger. There you go. And then the price on this guy is fine. It's under $50 with charger, battery, and light. It really depends on where you go. There are a bunch of different websites selling these guys, but yeah. So anyways, that's the good. It's got the two settings, either of which is bright enough for a lot of your little tiny EDC light sorts of tasks. The construction's all metal. There is this charger that is available, and it's under $50, which is good. On the great side, this light is just so damn portable, it's not even funny. I mean, seriously, you put this guy on your keychain and you forget about it. It is absolutely tiny, and it's absolutely lightweight. Let's pull out our scale here. You're looking at 0.5 ounces. Holy crap, is that lightweight. I mean, even with the charger, you're 0.62 ounces. You're not going to worry about having this guy carry it around. It's absolutely tiny, absolutely unproblematic. It's kind of a beautiful thing for portability. This is something you can throw on your keychain or throw onto a lanyard hook or something like that, and you're not even going to think twice about it. So if you need a little light on a somewhat regular basis, and all you need is a little light, this one's going to follow you around without any sorts of trouble. Let's talk about the bad. So the bad on this guy is that it's mostly available from sorts of vaguely sketchy Chinese direct distribution sites. That's not a problem for this guy because it's a vaguely sketchy direct distribution Chinese product, but you gotta keep in mind that those sites are never gonna sell you real high-end gear. They will have all kinds of listings for high-end knives and things, but it's all fake. So just be careful with those sites. If you're looking for something like this, they're fine. You'll probably get what you like, but everything else on there is gonna be counterfeit. So Just keep that in mind as you shop it. Next issue is that the battery life isn't incredible, but then again, at the same time, it's just what you would expect out of a battery that's this tiny. On the low setting, you get a pretty respectable 4 to 5 hours worth of use from a full charge. And on the high setting, though, you get 10 to 15 minutes. That's not a whole lot of power. It's going to be enough to get you, from a house to your car out in the field someplace, because maybe that happens regularly in your life. Who knows? But it does just mean that anytime you use this for any substantial amount of time, you're going to want to charge this back up afterwards. You can't just consider the charge to be, it's probably going to be good. It'll get you through a week of just occasional behind-the-computer-looking use, but you're going to charge this guy regularly. Next issue is that the battery on this guy is not included, and that's a bit of a problem because it's a really weird cell. It's a 10180 lithium-ion battery. Only costs about $10, but something to keep in mind. And also the charger is not included. And this, that kind of battery is very, very strange. Chances are you don't have a charger around the house, so you're going to want to buy the charger as well. And so that adds $8 more. Like I said, all told, it comes out to about $50, which isn't so absurd. But it would be nice if they just included those things rather than nickel and diming you. Then finally, the charger itself is completely separate. There's no way to attach this guy to the light when you're not using it. And that's a little bit frustrating because it makes it a spare part that's very easy to lose. Even if they put a little lanyard hole on here or something like that, it would have made this a little bit more compelling because you could have kept it on the same key ring or you could have done something with it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to lose this little piece. It's not the end of the world, but something to keep in mind. So there's your bad. It is mostly available from sketchy Chinese direct distributors. The battery life on it is just not stellar. The battery is not included, nor is the charger, and the charger is pretty easy to lose. Let's talk ugly. The ugly part about this is that the interface is really inconsistent. So I'm going to start turning. Right here, I'm turning, and we're on low. Now, if I keep turning, it should go straight to high, and that's a beautiful thing. That's the way it should work. But sometimes when it's hot or when there's some other issue with it, you'll go to low and then it'll like black out for a little while. Right now, okay, there we go, I got it. But sometimes it won't go that way. It'll black out between low and high, or there will be some sort of other issue that prevents it from going to high, or you'll go to high and then twist just a little bit further and it shuts off. It's not the most consistent sort of thing, and you'll often get, oh, here we go, now it's flashing a little bit in that little zone between low and high. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. You can always fiddle with it and get the right mode out of it, but it's not something that's just reliably going to come on and off in the same way that a slightly better flashlight will. And I mean very, very slightly better. This is a little IDP AAA light, and, it's the interface is much more reliable here. Not the end of the world, and you're looking at a little $15 tiny flashlight, but that is kind of the ugly here, is that interface is not super consistent. Final conclusions, this is a good backup light. It's a light for when you don't think you're going to need a light, or when you just need little tiny bits of light every so often. It just doesn't have enough power for a lot of tasks. I certainly wouldn't want to be using this guy to navigate a forest at night because the high setting gets you 10 minutes of navigation. But at the same time, for what it is, and for being as portable as it is, it's okay. The thing is, though, you probably don't actually need this light. It seems like a really good idea to have a backup light, but chances are you've got one already. Many people these days carry a smartphone. Many smartphones have flashes, and many of those, anything by Apple lately has a little mode built into it that turns the smartphone's flash into a flashlight. And it's going to be brighter than this guy is. You're going to get better battery life, and you're going to charge it every night anyways. So, it's not one more thing to remember to charge. So in my mind, this is a neat little piece of product here, but at the same time, it's completely unnecessary for me. If I'm in a situation where I absolutely need a fairly weak light, I've already got one on the phone I'm carrying anyways. But the thing is, if you don't carry a smartphone, or frankly, if you want something that's a little bit more dedicated as a tool, if you can't bring your phone into work for whatever reason, this is a neat little option. I can't picture a world in which it's super relevant or in which it's going to absolutely save the day, but at the same time, it's a nifty little solution, and for, $40, hey, if you love it, why not give it a try? So there you go. That is your DQG Fairy. Hope this has been interesting, that it very weakly lit up your life. Huh? Let's try again. Oh, come on, you little bugger. Turn on. There we go. And have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.